hive cluster is under attack.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft War Remastered. Today it's going to be Soulkey versus a Light here on Apocalypse, an incredible ZVT sent to me by RJB. Top side, going to be a Teal Zerg player. It is Soulkey. And on the bottom left side of Apocalypse, it's a desert map. It's going to be a purple Terran. It is a Light. Maybe the best Terran player in the world right now versus ASL 17 and 16 champion Soulkey. Now, Light will have his work cut out for him here today, and Soulkey is pretty much excellent at the early game and the mid game. But I talked to RJB yesterday about Soulkey's games, and apparently every single one of his games did not last more than like 16 or 17 minutes from like the last week or so. So, I don't know if he's uncomfortable with late game, but an ASL champion uncomfortable with the late game is a weird idea to me. Just maybe he is so excellent at early and mid game in every single matchup that he just wins in the early and mid game. I want to see somebody try to take him to the late game. Maybe people are trying to take him to the late game. And Soulkey's just like, nah, I think I'll just win now, and then he wins. Or loses. Because you don't win every single game that you play in StarCraft, even if you are Soulkey. Anyway, hit that like button if you're excited for a ZVT here on Apocalypse. Man, I like the desert map. I think that's just a function of the fact that it did not release with StarCraft, and it was a Brood War edition. So a hatch first here, and barracks walling off here, yada yada yada. Everything is A-okay. And yeah, so basically desert maps still have that new car smell for me. Somebody who wasn't there is like, okay, whatever, dude. It's just the same as all the other maps. So hatch pool gas opening here from Soulkey. He has no idea if this is going to be a proxy from Light. Crossing his fingers, hoping that it's not. But the pool after hatchery and before gas suggests that he's just being careful, and he's like, okay, never mind. It's not going to be a proxy. It's a 1 Rax expand here from Light. So maybe a third base? And maybe after lair? We will see. Ah, run! There's a Marine out. Run, drone. I know you didn't get a kill, but that is A-okay. Totally, wonderfully fine with me. So, pool finishes, bomb. How many lings are we going to make? Well, it's going to be 0 at the moment. Because we don't have any larvae for that, unfortunately. But we are getting a lair up. And he's like, I don't need any lings, man. There was 1 Marine out. It's not like a 2 Raxer, right? SCV says, let me in, man. Let me in. I need to get inside the house. He's like, if I lift this barracks, lings will flood in here. You stay outside for a minute, bud. But seriously, why does this guy... Maybe once we have 2 Marines, we feel comfortable about letting him in? I don't know. Do you want a third base down here? Do you want a third base over here, probably? We'll see what Soulkey wants to do here. Second Rax coming up, out of range of the scout, of anything that can get in here. Especially now, Overlord scouting is going to be very hard to pull off because there are so many Marines out here, and Overlords are slow, etc., etc. Metabolic boost coming out. 3 sets of lings on the way, just playing it safe here. And it looks like, no, we're not going to try to go for a super fast third base. Just kind of sniffing out a lot of Marine production here because, yeah, I mean, like 12 Marines walk across the map. If you don't have sufficient to deal with it, your third base dies and you lose the game. But hang on. Hold on a second. Soulkey says, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go ahead and take a third base up here at about the 1 o'clock spot here at Apocalypse. Pop. There it goes. And I will hope my lings are going to be enough to keep it alive. They can maybe buy enough time to where the Spire finishes. And then the mutas do the job of keeping that third base alive. We know how this early stuff works, man. Certainly do. And yeah, on the same topic as Desert Tile Set, Twilight Tile Set does the same thing for me. I'm just like, ooh, Twilight Tile Set. Man, this is a bit of a tongue twister for me. Twilight Tile Set. Twilight Tile Set. There we go. We got it. But yeah, just fancy and new and wonderful and spooky. Because, like, look, time moves a lot faster as you get older, right? The time I don't know, what was it, 9 months between the time as these things jumped in here. Tried to bust through the wall. No, says the Marine. And these guys are moving out. Spire finishing soon. So Sunken can protect the natural, but seriously, go for the third. I would honestly just buzz for that third base. This is bad. This is really bad from Soulkey. He's firing up mutas. Production tab says he is getting up 4 of them. Plus a handful of lings. I don't know. Oh no, this is canceled. This is it. That's a canceled hatch. Okay, so is that GG? Like, how many ZVTs have I cast where the Zerg player gets a third base, tries to get a third base, it dies, and then the Zerg player wins? It's not good. I'm telling you, it is not a good winning percentage in that situation. At least not the games that I've been casting. So a lot of mutas are coming out here. Not like there's a macro hatch worth of mutalisks coming out too. But what is it? Something like 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5, 6. Trying to get revenge on this group. I don't know, man. These guys have range. They've got stim. Oh, just kidding. They don't have range yet. They almost have range. Easier to kill them when they don't have range. There we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wipeout. And we're gone. All right, so, avenging the cancellation of your third base does make it a little bit easier to try to win the game here from the Zerg's perspective, so we're going to roll with that. +1 flyer attack, man. This is a pretty hefty commitment to Mutalisks. There's only 6 of them, but there are 2 more in production. And the Muta Harass is going to try to keep our guy light in here for a long time. That's going to be the play for these Mutalisks. Oof. Ah, oof. Oof. Muta's looking kind of good. There's one Muta in here that if it takes like 2 missile shots, it's dead. But the turret can't target fire individual Mutalisks necessarily, so... Ooh, no Mutas died, but 3 of them are very close to death. A bit of a move out here from Light, just poking, just prodding, maybe just a feint. Maybe trying to force, there you go, force that to turn into a Sunken, maybe force a 3rd Sunken here too. Because that's basically like you got a drone kill, right? It's pretty nice as a Terran player to feint it, get up here, force another Sunken out, bam, drone's gone forever. For no reason. You weren't even attacking. Like, I really don't know why more Terran players don't do this. Like, sitting back here, or super committing to an attack can lose you units, and sitting back just makes the Terran or Zerg player make no defense at all. But if you're active out on the map, you make a move towards a base. I know it's scary. These mutas are going to show up and try to kill you and everything. I understand this. Yeah, 11 muta. They don't have the +1 flyer yet. These are +1 Marines with range and stim and medics. So a couple mutas go down there. I don't know if they want to engage, but their goal is to slow this down. Slow down Light's ability to get up to this third base and kill it again. Another Sunken goes down. This is exactly what Light wants to do here. Force more Sunkens, right? Because eventually Sunkens don't matter. Like, eventually I love this. Oh my gosh, I love this. Just sneaking 2 Marines up, killing 2 drones, easy peasy. Easy stuff. Easier than anything. Another drone gonna die too. 3 drones go down for 2 Marines. Fair trades. Fair trades. I like what Light is doing in this game in the first 8 minutes, but as we all know, the first 8 minutes do not determine the end result in a StarCraft game, and they never have. I mean, sometimes they do. If the game ends at like 9 minutes, then yes, the first 8 minutes had a lot to do with it. But, you know, in these more macro-style games, we're going to get up to 10, 12, 15 minutes at least. The first 9 minutes aren't going to determine everything that happens from here on out. Hive's coming in at 9 minutes. Lurker Aspect is on the way. We know the drill there. Mutas continuing to hunt. We're not replacing them. We gave them +1 attack and said, Lurker Tech, maybe Ultras going to be a little bit better here because this certainly looks like SK Terran. And for those of you, I do get a question every once in a while. Someone's like, what does SK Terran mean? There's a player named Soulkey who played Terran back in the mid-2000s. It's a different Soulkey than this one under the Need Money name, okay? But he was a Terran player. He developed this strategy. And then Flash made it look really, really good. But, you know, Soulkey's the one that came up with it, so it's called an SK Terran. God, Mormute is getting burned down here. But yeah, he was the guy, and then he stopped playing StarCraft, and then a new Soulkey came up, and he was Zerg, and everybody calls it SK Terran. And when you're like, it was named after a player named Soulkey, people are like, Soulkey did this? Did he play Terran back in the day? No. Different guy. Different Soulkey. I feel like you shouldn't be able to choose a Brood War name that's already in use by somebody in the Brood War scene. Woo! Had to mute for a sneeze there. Hope you didn't catch that. Couple Scourge out to deal with the science vessels, which are in production and actually already out. No? Yeah, they are out. Here we go. 2 of them here. Why the heck are there 3 Sloverlords out on the map in a position to die? This is amazing from Light, dude. He's really trying to win this game. Yeah, 2 Sunkens are not going to do anything. Go! Bust in there! Unless there's a Lurker? Oh, okay, there are already 3 Lurkers stacked with an Overlord on top of it. Never mind. Light is smarter than I am. Light checked that out and said, there are Lurkers in there. Let's not go there. It's a bad place. Mutas! Oh, gosh. Taking down a couple of missile turrets here inside the main base. Catching an Irradiate? Nope, they don't catch an Irradiate. Science vessel, not enough energy. Not enough energy. There you go. So science vessels popped in. That one had enough energy for an Irradiate. Pretty good split there from Soulkey. So, 3rd base is holding here from Soulkey. Nidus Canal for reinforcements to that base, too. Hive is done. Consume's on the way. Did we not get Adrenal yet? That is always a question I ask. I didn't see it come through in the production tab, but that doesn't mean it's not here. Again, it would be for 0-0 Lings. Here we go. Yeah, 0-0 Lings with Adrenal, potentially. One of the funnier things in StarCraft these days that makes me laugh. You never ever used to see 0-0 Lings with Adrenal. But the latest meta Zerg players are getting up to Hive so quickly and relying on things like Mutas and Lurkers to stay alive and less on the Zerglings, that giving them upgrades has just not been a priority. I mean, the ground carapace upgrades coming in. The Lings will have that, which is nice. So scans in, sees the Scourge. Oh, gosh. Okay. Try to irradiate that Scourge to stay alive. No. Science Vessel just straight up died there. That wasn't great. But yeah, Consume coming in. We're working on Hydra upgrades, both attack and range for Hydralisks. Plagues under research. The fact that we're getting all these upgrades makes me feel like we have Adrenal already, as this 3rd base is now running from Light. He's getting a 4th base down along the bottom side here, too, at about a 5 o'clock spot. So I like this. Got some Fire Bats added into the mix here. Again, it's not a lot of Zerglings. I'm not sure that Fire Bats are necessary. Okay, this is just, wow. Not a great engagement, I would say, from Soulkey. He ends up losing a bunch, killing maybe 2 Marines there. Losing a Defiler, a couple Scourge go down. Bust it. Are there Lurkers at the front? Yeah, there's 1 Lurker here. Science Vessel, no! Ah, could have saved it. Could have saved it. Oh, this drone was trying to get a 4th base over here. No, drop in the main. Drone goes down. Spire gets sniped. Adrenal's on the way now. Hooray, but it wasn't here yet. Dude, you're just wandering. Yeah, there are Hydras in here. You can't just walk into the main base. Okay, this Lurker is going to get a kill. That's nice for him. Marines? I don't know. They could have maybe jumped over here. Scan, kill Lurker, kill Spawning Pool, do something. Okay. Extractor has, I guess maybe drone. Oh my gosh, all these drones over here. Light. Light is playing this so well. Soulkey's at 28 drones right now. 28. And the 0-1 Lings with Adrenal will be very happy to take you down. Plague-oo! Defiler snuck out. Plagued, caught in a Radiate. Fair trades, I'd say. Both sides are okay with that exchange. Killing a Defiler is always a positive thing for Terrans, and getting a Plague down is always a wonderful thing for the Zerg. So, this is game, right? 57 to 33 workers, lights up 4 bases to 3 on Soulkey. Soulkey needs to bust out. He does. Okay, just wiped out every science vessel with this front group. Light stuck around a little bit too long to attack lurkers inside of Dark Swarm. Not ideal. There are more science vessels back home. Those aren't the only science vessels on the map, and they're being produced 2 at a time back in the main base as well. So it's not like that's all the science vessels that'll ever be made, but still, more drops. I love more drops. Falcon says the #1 indicator in how to win a game of StarCraft, in his opinion, is dropping. I'm not even kidding. Like at this level where all things are equal, otherwise, nice Dark Swarm, beautiful Dark Swarm. Ooh, Firebat gets in there and says, what was that you said about Dark Swarm? Where did he explode? I think he exploded. Not bad, though. Man, did replace a bunch of drones. Soulkey did, but he's down to 40 again. 40 to 58. Ugh. So there's no anti-air at this fourth base. I'm not entirely sure what Light was thinking, but these mutas don't actually want to engage. I guess they assume there are turrets down here. I mean, I would say he's going to go for a greater spire, but he doesn't have a spire. So, nope. Yeah, man, Light is just absolutely on top here against Soulkey. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm just really waiting for the time when Soulkey gets a fourth base, because the longer that goes on, that he doesn't have one, the worse it's going to be for him. Mutalisks, you got to get down here. And I guess he just assumes, right? Ah, Plague caught. I have no idea where that Defiler went. I think all four of these guys get irradiated. Two of them do. The other two took some damage and did not get irradiated. Fair enough. Oh, snap the Defiler, snap the Defiler. Oh, almost got the Defiler. Plague-oo! Sick Plague. That was a humongous one. That was ginormous. Another command center coming in. Finally! Fourth hatch left side from Soulkey. There's still Marines. I was going to say, there are still... How are there still Marines in the main base? Don't understand that. Ooh. What? We're just adding tanks to the comp. In this new meta, where we get Hydralisks and ZVTs, if we're a Zerg player. Adding some tanks to deal with those Hydras is a good deal. Great Dark Swarm, good setup here. But, I don't know, Radiate count is pretty good. Playing the tanks is nice. Adrenalings on top of your tanks is also really, really nice. These guys need to fall back. Oh, no, 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 no. They killed... Ooh, like... Oh, no, no, no! Oh, my gosh, they killed like 4 tanks there! No! He pulled away before all the Lings were dead, and he lost like 4 siege tanks as a result. Light. I know that you're up big time, my guy. Really, really big right now. I love to know what these Mutalisks are doing stuff. But I don't think you can just lose 4 tanks for a couple of Zerglings there. Those are not the kind of trades you want to make. In general, pull back. Man, Light has not done a great job at pulling back from Dark Swarms today. It's not Flash-esque, but he's not Flash, but who is Flash? Let's be honest with ourselves. In 2024, who is Flash? Who shall ever be Flash? Another sick Plague. Man, if Soulkey manages to win this game, it's going to be on the back of some killer plagues. I mean, it's down 70 supply right now, and kind of has a fourth base against a Terran who's had a fourth base for like 6 minutes now. Those are not usually game-winning setups. Hey, more battlecruisers coming in. Light says, I'm so far ahead, I'm going to make some battlecruisers. We know how I feel about battlecruisers in this matchup. Okay, Great Dark Swarm, irradiate the lurkers, call it a day. Hey, the mutas are being controlled again. Soulkey says, I do have these guys. Let's fly them right over a bunch of 3-3 Marines and see if they can die. Ooh. Okay, he got 3 science vessels for all 4 of those Mutalisks. Trade, good. Falcon determined that trade was excellent. Look at him just covering this right side, being like, you can have 4 bases, but you're not getting a 5th base. And I'm going to get a 5th base. I don't know where this command center is going. Just land here, dude. You want to land over here? I guess if you land here, you can kind of cover this from ground attacks, too. Yeah, man. Soulkey's in all of the trouble. The Hydras have 2-2. Great. The Lings are at a 2-0. No, hang on, hang on, hang on. It looks like Soulkey might try to expand down this left side. Whoop! Holy bust-in Batman. The 3rd base is going to go down for the 2nd time. If you want to count the first time it died as dying, I don't know if I do, but... Yo! That's it. Soulkey needs to get some kind of Hail Mary move here. He needs to kill a base. He needs to double expand. He needs to win this engagement now. I don't know. Siege tank backline pretty strong. Oh, but Dark Swarm good in this situation. He does actually roll through the center position here. No, it wasn't without any casualties at all, but that was pretty fantastic. The tank count can't be great anymore. There are 3 tanks here covering this third base. But the counterattack of Light, where'd these guys come from? I guess maybe from killing the third base. They're going to get the fourth base too. Yes, GG. This is it. I don't think Soulkey can do enough with this army to make up for the fact that his fourth base is dead. And he's at 21 drones to 60 SCVs. Yeah, it's 5 bases for Light. This is brutal. My goodness. Yeah, so a lot of this came down to the early game. I don't know where those SCVs were trying to flee to. Or transfer. I guess they were trying to transfer to the 5th base. Well, it's 50 SCVs. This one actually makes it through the minefield. Look at him go. Yeah. Siege Tank Splash functions inside Dark Swarm. All your clumped up hiders are going to die to Siege Tanks in there. Pretty much every time. And look at this group, man. This group's been around for a while. They might actually die here, though, because they're not dealing with the lurkers. They are going to maybe take down both of these Sunkens, which is nice. There you go. They got the Sunkens, but everybody else died. Are we still running around down here? Yes. Soulkey trying to make a big game of it right now with the power of Defiler, Hydra, Dark Swarm, Lurker. He does shut down this third base of Light, but Light has a fourth base. He has a fifth base. He's still 30 workers up on this two-basing Zerg at 21 minutes. And, oh my gosh, another SCV transfer. If Light loses this game, it's going to be due to really careless SCV transfers and the amount of plagues that Soulkey has been able to toss down today. It is a massive amount. It is so many plagues. It is not even fun. One last stand, maybe. Battle cruisers hanging out on the high ground. There you go. They don't have any upgrades, but they have a lot of HP and base armor, so that's nice. Yeah, and they just pull back down here. The hiders can't hit you here. I think you researched Yamato? I don't know. Maybe he only made 2 BCs, which is weird, but... I mean, look, Soulkey is making a game of this, but I keep looking in the bottom right corner and being like, is there any teal down there? No. Okay, then this doesn't matter. This really doesn't matter. Soulkey's income is just bad. He doesn't have enough money to make a third hatch. He's got a drone up there at that third hatch location you can see on the mini-map, but he's not throwing it down because he needs money for more like lings and lurkers and whatnot. These are 0 attack slings with 3 armor and 3/2 hydras. Okay, irradiate on the Defiler is going to start the beginning and the end here. The natural base does lift. A plague goes down on the natural command center, and then hydras finish it off. Okay, so third base and second base die. This is looking, I would say, dicey normally. A Zerg player taking out 2 bases in quick succession, including the Terran's natural base, is not good. But at the same time, these bases are mining. Hang on, Soulkey's retaking that third. No flippin' way. There's no way Soulkey wins from this position. There's no way. But we got Dark Swarm Lurker on top of the production. Doesn't matter how much money you have if all your barracks are dead. Light falling back. Falling back. Trying to relocate the barracks to a less precarious position here. Is there another Defiler that can be used? Oh my gosh. No. I refuse to accept a Soulkey win here. This is not happening. But it's only Marines, and it's Dark Swarm, and it's Zerglings, and it's Hydras, and it's Plagues. And the Hydras are sniping down individual barracks and try to get a concave on this Hydra army. Are the Lurkers being targeted? I don't know. An Irradiate does go down on a Lurker. Lings rolling in. Okay, so both the lurkers die. Handful. This is a very close game. I might epic tag this one. Yeah, full evacuation from this 4th base. The 5th base is alive. But again, how can you handle Lings and Hydras with Dark Swarm at this point? Okay, main base gets cleaned out. Once that Defiler was gone, once both of those lurkers died, everything's okay. Sort of okay. We lifted the 3rd command center. We can land it again. The natural CC died. You have to replace that one straight up. This is intense right now. But dude, 135 to 36 supply. Yeah, no. Soulkey! GG's out. In what was honestly one of the most impressive displays of not dying in a terrible situation. I'm so impressed by that. I am absolutely insanely impressed by the fact that Soulkey stuck around for as long as he did. Because seriously, come on. Once it was a 3-basing Zerg, 1, 2, 3, versus a 4-basing Terran, that should not be tenable. That should not be a position you should be able to come back from as a Zerg player. But my goodness, did he ever wipe out the 3rd base and the natural base and get Light deep back into a corner in his main base, killing all sorts of stuff, making these barracks be on fire, maybe killing one of them in here. I don't think he killed more than that. But it was the problem that the 4th base died and the 3rd base never came back, and then Soulkey was out of money, and all Light really had to do was hold on. Just had to hold on. And when all you got to do is hold on, it's easier for you to win than if you got to get out there and get stuff done on the other side of the map. Which is why Light, especially Light, Terran, defensive capabilities, was able to make it happen. Yeah, this was almost a battlecruiser curse game. The battlecruisers were produced, and I was like, I know you're really ahead right now, Light, but come on. Only 11 kills between them. It's not like they were the difference in the game. Although maybe they were. Oh, look at this guy. There's a new one. How many battlecruisers are there? 1, 2, 3. Just the 3? It's a weird number of battlecruisers to make, but I guess maybe I wanted the gas for other stuff. Yeah, man, that shows how terrifying Soulkey is. I want to say the vast majority of other Zerg players just die in that situation at about 18 minutes. And he was able to drag this thing out deep into the 25-minute mark, which is just... All right. That was fun. Really, really fun. So guess what? That's going to be it from me. Well, I guess we'll check out some of these scores too, right? Right. So 180,000 points, 170,000 points. Light had more points here. Got out produced by the Zerg player, but only by 20 total units. And out killed by the Zerg player, but only by about 10 units. This is very close. And as a Zerg player, if this is very close, you're in trouble. Structures raised, 24 to 10. Soulkey killed a lot of buildings. And yeah, this right here, more than anything else, determines what's going on. And what's going on is, well, 53,000 to 43,000 on total spent for Light. So that's it, man. Every single time a Terran or Protoss player outspends the Zerg player in a macro game, the Zerg player loses. So yeah, 5 bases to sort of 4 bases sometimes. Anyway, nice job, Light, with the macro. I mean, Soulkey played his heart out. He just got out macroed in this game. And sometimes that's what StarCraft is. So there we go. So that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.